Fifth Third Arena tonight. Georgia Southern in the road Blues. Tom Gallagher happy to be alongside Anthony Buford as the tip ball to Cincinnati in the second meeting underway here between the Bearcats and the Eagles. Deion Dixon will bring it forward after the tip took the Bearcats almost all the way into their backcourt.
And Georgia Southern opened up immediately, tried to press them right off the tip.
Cash right over to Rashad Bishop. Three ball is good. Rashad picks up right where he left off. 17 against the Wolverines and puts the Cats on the board.
Hey, he was 7 of 7 in that game, and he opens up 1 of 1. He's 8 of 8. His last 8 shots he has not. And then they come up with a turnover right off the press.
Bearcats with a steal. Deion Dixon to the hole, put it up short. Defensive pressure was there, and then we're going to get a tie-up. Arrow in favor of the Eagles, so they will get the basketball in 45 seconds going by. And again, much like what we saw on Saturday night, Anthony, a lot of intensity and aggressiveness from this Bearcats team right away. Mentioned that previous meeting on December 12th, 1992. Curtis Bostic with 16 points in the win, 91-57. That was part of the Bearcat Classic right here at the Shoemaker Center. Hewitt and the Eagles trying to set up far side Drayton. This is the first true offensive possession for Georgia Southern, and it doesn't go well with a shot high off the window.
No, Ferguson just didn't get it himself all the way around to get that, get a good look at it.
Aggressively the other way. Georgia Southern can't get it away, so the Bearcats will have an opportunity. You see Charlton Young there, the second-year head coach. He is the third ever alum of Georgia Southern to take over the program. Was hired as the 15th head coach of the Eagles. Another three ball from Rashad Bishop, and another 3 points for the red and black.
I tell you what, he's got it stuck on automatic right now.
He was 3 for 3 from downtown. You mentioned the perfect game like statistic as he was 7 of 7, but 3 for 3. So now you go a game plus, and Rashad Bishop is 5 for his last 5 three-pointers.
They're shooting well over 50% from three-point land, 55% from three-point land, and going 2 for 2. That certainly won't hurt the percentages.
No, that's a senior that's locked in right there. Driving to the lane, Hewitt trying to put it up and floats it up over Deion Dixon. First 2 points of the night for the Eagles.
Yeah, the Eagles right now, their offense, they don't average a lot of assists, so they do a lot. They play a lot of one-on-one. Tough to beat Cincinnati that way.
Cash looking for Rashad, cutting, gives it off. Yancey, two-hand dunk. The big man on the board for the first time tonight.
Cincinnati with great ball movement. You know what you like about this team this year is they don't throw it to a Stevenson or a Vaughn and they hold the basketball. This team moves the basketball and they get good movement. Makes it tough to guard. When
you saw it there, Rashad could have taken a shot. He didn't force it. He saw Yancey to have the easy dunk, so he gave it off to his big guy.
But credit Yancey for moving without the basketball.
Bussey onto the far sideline. Ferguson, 5 on the shot clock for Georgia Southern. 3 ball from Hewitt is short off the front iron. Yancey Gates is there for the Bearcats rebounds. We approach 3 minutes going by and a 6-point lead for the red and black. Kashmir Wright will drive the lane, puts it up short. Yancey had the follow but couldn't quite convert. Eagles quickly the other way. Now we'll slow it down in the corner, Drayton, and that's something that Coach Young wants them to do, is take their time and find the right shot. They got it there with Rory Spencer. Well,
you got the slip on the pick and roll right there with Spencer. He goes over like he's going to set the screen. Cincinnati comes out to double, and he slips right to the basket. Great pass and the layup.
Spencer leads the Eagles at 16 points per game. Dixon splits 2 defenders and makes it look easy, and that infuriates Charlton Young. Made the play and executed as a point, as opposed to just putting something up, ending up in a rebound and a quick break the other way.
Well, Tommy, they do want to attack, though, out of the press. In this set right here, they want to get the ball in and then try and attack Cincinnati. They are having a tough time getting it to the spots that they did during shoot-around. Cincinnati doing doing something differently versus what they practiced against.
Jelani Hewitt out at midcourt. He is one of 3 freshmen in the starting lineup for CY. Ibrahim Thomas intercepts the pass. 1-on-none the other way. And an intentional foul is going to be called. That was an easy call across the way for Earl Walton. He's joined today by Chris Beaver and Roger Ayers on the officiating crew, and you can't grab the guy and stop him from behind, Anthony.
Well, the bad pass started to play, and then you see Ibrahim Thomas getting out in front. A tough play for Hewitt as he reaches out and grabs it. That's certainly an intentional foul.
Front end of 2 shots from Thomas is good. He is 13 of 23 from the free throw stripe this season.
Well, you know, where Jelani Hewitt made the mistake on that play was he picked up his dribble as a point guard and didn't have any place to go. Your point guard handling the basketball, you don't want to pick the dribble up until you know where you're going with the basketball, because if you do, guys will deny, and that's what the position he got himself caught in. So as a point guard, you got to always keep your dribble.
Bearcats get to keep the possession after the intentional foul, and the free throw is successful by Ibrahim Thomas. Ferguson will tip it away, and Kashmir Wright will bring it in again. Cash at 6 foot. Ferguson at 6'7", so a little bit of a height advantage there, but the Bearcats get it in. Dixon 3-ball right side, off the mark. First 3-pointer the Bearcats have missed tonight. Georgia Southern back to the offensive end. Foul's going to be called down low as they get there.
You see Ferguson's ability right there at 6'7" to bring the basketball down the floor as a point guard, playing sort of like a point forward position, and take it and try and finish in the paint. He's a multi-skilled guy.
You mentioned Eric Ferguson. He's a native of Statesboro, Georgia, as the Bearcats get the steal. That is where Georgia Southern is, and his godfather is the head coach. That helps in recruiting. His godfather will be happy about the steal there. Then the drive the other way. Drayton has it knocked out of bounds by Dion Dixon right underneath. Them leading shooter in 3-point percentage, knocking down over 40% of his shots. And Anthony, the year after you played here at Cincinnati, he came into this arena. It didn't turn out very well for his Eagles. And for all those accomplishments we just saw, that was a pretty rough day for the Eagles head coach.
Yeah, he did struggle that night here at Fifth Third, where he got 6 points but turned it over 7 times as a point guard.
Yeah, that ain't gonna work when you're turning it over 7 points. You saw those dimes he had in his career. As you see Trey Bussey, one of the freshmen that Coach Young is very excited about, hitting a 3-pointer and cutting into the deficit.
Yeah, very high on Bussey and his ability to shoot the basketball.
Cash over to Rashad Bishop. He had a pair of 3-pointers early. Ibrahim Thomas turns. Shot won't go. Yancey Gates, great position to get the rebound, bucket, and a foul on the follow.
That's just a guy who wanted the basketball more than the Georgia Southern Eagles. He just went in there, battled 3 guys, and swatted at it and got the basketball. Ibrahim Thomas goes up with the shot, and you see 3 guys around the basketball, and Gates comes up with it, gets the finish and the harm.
That much blue in the paint. A guy in a white jersey shouldn't be coming away with it, but that's exactly what big number 34 did there. Gates has 4. It's about a 50, not 15%, 50% free throw shooter on the season, 13 of 24. And have a chance to convert the 3-point play here. Free throw is up, bit too strong off the back iron, and the Eagles corral the rebound.
Hey, Gates should be a much better free throw shooter than he has shown so far.
Big block there by Thomas. Cash will work on the fast break. Driving to the bucket, puts it up and through, right on the board for the first time tonight.
First thing you got to do if you're Georgia Southern is stop the basketball. And Kashmir Wright, no one picked him up, takes it all the way to the basket.
Jelani Hewitt will bring it forward. The Eagles point guard that they thought would be playing this season is not available. That's Willie Powers, a senior. That's been a big loss for this Eagles basketball team. Bussey left side, drops it down low. Great ball movement. Hewitt driving and draws a foul as he puts it up. Jelani Hewitt will head to the stripes. We take a second look at the block at the other end by Ibrahim Thomas, and then the Bearcats follow.
Well, you see Kashmir Wright going all the way to the basket. No one rotates over to stop the basketball, and if you don't stop it, they should go all the way to the basket, and that's exactly what Kashmir Wright did.
Foul there was on Ibrahim Thomas. That is his first, team second. Hewitt misses the front end of 2 free throws. He's a very good free throw shooter, 74% on the season. Eagles as a team, 67%. Second shot is up and through. Hewitt has 3, and the substitution is Hewitt will come out. Ben Drayton, the third, will return. 5.5 minutes gone. The Bearcats doubling up the Eagles 16-8. in the second ever meeting between these two schools. Right, the Bearcats floor general. Over to Thomas along the baseline. Back to the big man from Senegal. He's fouled as he tries to turn to the bucket.
You take a look at Ibrahim Thomas working down low, posting up. Doesn't look real smooth once he gets into his actual move going towards the basket. But you like that he's sitting down on the block working.
There's a wide open look from the left side for Ibrahim. Can't get it to fall. Georgia Southern will work quickly up the far sideline. Bussey from the free throw strike, rattles around, won't go. Follow was tipped back up, didn't go through on Eric Ferguson's second chance opportunity. Kashmir Wright again cutting to the bucket, picks up 2 more. And Charlton Young said they try to force the Bearcats to beat them with 2s, not 3s. And if they can penetrate like that, they're going to beat them with 2s.
Well, you give up layups. That's points in the paint. Every coach wants to try and prevent points in the paint, scoring close to the basket. Cincinnati doing a great job early in this game, getting anything they want offensively.
Eagles working it along the perimeter before Drayton resets things out at midcourt. Trying to get around Cash. Stops, pops. Falls off the iron, gates the rebound for the Cats. Right, again, driving to the hole. This time bounces it off to Ibrahim Thomas right underneath the bucket and does a good job of making sure it goes through the cylinder.
Yeah, Ibrahim Thomas got himself caught kind of in a bad spot under the basket, but still fortunate enough to get the ball to go in.
4 dimes for Kashmir Wright here in the first 7 minutes. Drayton going to look to pick up a few for the Eagles. Drayton over to the left. Bussey now back to the top of the key. And a long 2 for Rory Spencer. He has 4.
He's proven he can make that shot. He likes to get his work done down low mostly, but he has shown he will step out and knock the jumper down.
Cash draws a double team. Ibrahim Thomas, a wide open 3. No, Yancey Cates goes over the back trying to tip that rebound up to himself. Marvin Bainham had the position for the Eagles, and Yancey picks up his first.
Bainham doing a real nice job of blocking out right there, forcing Yancey Cates to come over the top. But not a very good shot right there by Ibrahim Thomas. You can get that shot at any point in the game. You can see it's 22 on the shot clock when he let that go. That's one that anybody in the offense can get. Sometimes the defense leaves you wide open for a reason.
Yeah. Oh, and we may have heard that they plan to leave him open a little bit along the perimeter today. You saw that was the case there. But again, if you let Cincinnati shoot 3-pointers, whether it's Ibrahim, because he can get hot from downtown and hit some shots, Bearcats will burn you from the 3-point line if they get the chance. They get a steal there. Dixon into the lane, put it up. It was knocked away. Sean Kilpatrick came away with the rebound. And Cincinnati had a fast break there, couldn't convert.
It looked like Kilpatrick rushed his shot, but not a great pass by Davis to Dixon.
Bussey will work across from the Bearcats bench. Lofts it down to the baseline. It's Bainham turning towards the bucket. And a foul is called on Darnell Wilkes. Some youth that could get better as the year goes along, and maybe some of these lumps that they've taken early on end up paying off in January and February.
Well, they've played a tough conference. This is, having played Notre Dame and Texas Tech, Cincinnati here, they're playing some tough non-conference opponents. But, Wofford, we saw them play against Xavier, and they gave Xavier all they could handle. So the Southern team, Georgia Southern team, is going to have
Bainham.
They're going to have a tough time this year, but they're going to be pretty good down the road.
Well, they're a team that can get better, learn from some of these experiences. In the meantime, a foul down low called on the Bearcats. Fans here at Fifth Third Arena certainly did not like that call on Deion Dixon. They'll simply give the Eagles a fresh shot clock, but that's the 5th team foul on Cincinnati in the first almost now 9 minutes of basketball. Drayton with Deion Dixon on him defensively. Off to Bainham, loses the basketball, able to recover and find Hewitt. He was in trouble with Larry Davis on him defensively. Drayton along the baseline, well short. Ended up going off the side of the backboard. Gates recovers all alone in a one-hand jam on the fast break for Yancey Gates.
Gates didn't know the ball was coming to him. Next thing you know, looky here, we got the orange, and he takes it right to the basket for the hammer.
He had help underneath the bucket, but the big man was not going to give it up there. Other end, Bainham, a bucket and a foul. And let's take another look at the ball bouncing out to Yancey Gates and then him converting on the fast break.
Well, yeah, he wasn't expecting it to come to him, but once he got it, oh my, the big fella soars and drops the hammer on the rim.
Flight 34 took off once he found that basketball right at midcourt. It looked like Yancey was directing a little bit of traffic, thinking maybe somebody else was going to bring it up and end up dishing it over to Yancey.
Yeah, he certainly wasn't looking for it. But Kilpatrick got it out quickly.
Bainham, after the first bucket of the game for the freshman out of Miami, can't convert the free throw. Cincinnati's lead is at 10. Dixon out between the rings for Cincinnati. Haven't really seen the guards get going too much tonight for the Cats. Right now, Coach Cronin working with a couple subs in the game. Deion Dixon leaves it short. Justin Jackson tips the rebound back up. Didn't go, but comes away with it. Forces it up. No. Ibrahim Thomas took a few opportunities there, but Cincinnati finally puts the points on the board.
Yeah, Cincinnati just dominating right now on the offensive glass. Too much size.
Rebounding battle in favor of the red and black, 13-7 thus far. Low post, Cameron Baskerville kicks it outside. Three-pointer doesn't fall. Long rebound ends up in the hands of Sean Kilpatrick. SK looking to drive to the lane. Can't get it to go. And he'll give it back out to Dixon, who will reset things for Cincinnati. Just past the midway point first half. Appreciate you joining us here in Clifton this evening. Deion Dixon down low, turns, puts it up. No, Bearcats can't get the friendly bounce. Justin Jackson came away with it, tried to put it up, ended up as a pass to Ibrahim Thomas. And Deion Dixon will pull it out, and Cincinnati will reset.
Yeah, a little raggedy right now offensively for Cincinnati. The true point guard's not on the floor, and Casimir Wright.
He's waiting at midcourt, though, so he'll be back in the next whistle. Deion Dixon, a 15-footer.
But sometimes he lets it go. You know, it looks like he's not even really ready to shoot the basketball or thinking about shooting. Next thing you know, it's up and in. And his release and how he's getting into his jump shot, so deceptive.
Hewitt, Davis on him defensively. Now we'll back it out. We'll see subs for the Eagles at the next whistle as well.
Davis doing a nice job defending the point guard. That's why he's in the game, is his ball pressure.
No question about that. Coach Cronin loves the defense he gives him. And the defense works out there as a travel was called in the ball back to the Bearcats, excuse me.
Well, he ended up getting caught in a switch, and he switched off, let his guy dribble right into Justin Jackson, and Jackson forced to travel.
Bearcats' lead right now is at 14. The closest game that they have had this year at the final score was 6 points. That came all the way back on November 20th against IPFW. Dixon driving the lane, gets the bucket and the foul.
And that's really his game right there, is penetrating and finishing it around the goal. You see he does it with the left hand that time. You know, people are trying to get him off the three-point line. You see he goes in, and how about the creative finish with the left? Real nice move right here.
Junior out of Chicago will have one free throw, a chance to convert the three-point play. He does just that. Dixon 71% from the stripe on the season. Bearcats a 17-point lead. That's their biggest advantage of the night. Drayton with right on him. Gets rid of it to Spencer. Rory Spencer to his right. Ferguson puts it up short. Good defense there. Justin Jackson.
Jackson with the shot block right there. And how about Casimir Wright really looking to give the ball up to his teammates?
Gave it up there. Shot was no good. Foul called as the Bearcats went for the rebound. He was going to make the Bearcats beat him with 2-pointers, and they're doing just that thus far.
Well, he was really concerned about Cincinnati's three-point shooting because they have 4 guys that shoot near 40% or better. And you take a look at the field goals. I mean, Cincinnati's got 10 more shot attempts. And that's his only jump shot. Everything else has been going towards the basket. And they really wanted to get him off the three-point line, but his game is penetrating and scoring in the mid-range.
Bishop will bring it back into play, and then Cash will set it up. And it has almost felt like the Bearcats' points have come in bunches tonight. You saw Cash with a couple buckets, then Dion, and it's really been a balanced attack amongst the 5 starters. Right back to the top of the key after dribbling around the perimeter. Leaves it for Justin Jackson underneath. Bucket and a foul for the freshman.
Justin Jackson working hard. They run a little pick and roll action, and you know the nice thing with Cashmere is he allowed Jackson to get open, and then he finds him with a nice lob to the basket. And how about the patience by the young fella? Gets it up and in and takes the hit.
Cash has 4 points. He also has 5 assists thus far. Jackson can't get the free throw to go. He has really struggled from the stripe this season, 5 of 14. Just over 7 minutes to play here in the first half. The Bearcats continue to extend their lead. Georgia Southern trying to cut it down. Cannot. Jaquan Parker rising up and grabbing the rebound.
Did a nice job of going after the rebound. Rebounding out of your area, a big thing. And he did a nice job of leaving his area to go get the basketball.
Virginia native stands at 6'3", but pulls that one down. Now holds it all the way out at midcourt. Bishop looks to his left, finds Parker, trying to go underneath for Thomas. Was tipped away. Bearcats will have to bring it in along the baseline when they hit on the shot clock.
Well, a couple things right there. Cincinnati runs their set, try and throw it inside to the big fella. One thing, when you see the ball's coming inside, you got to go find the defender so that they can't rotate around you. And Ibrahim Thomas just stood in one spot.
Parker to Thomas, 4 to shoot, put it up, never touched the rim, and Georgia Southern comes away with the rebound, so it won't make a difference. Bearcats poke it away, going the other way. Rolls into the Cincinnati bench. It'll stay with Georgia Southern.
You know, sometimes guys make the game harder than it needs to be. Ibrahim Thomas that time tried to get all the way to the basket. All he has to do is take one dribble, step in, and just shoot the little jump shot. You're 6'11". You should be worrying about anybody really contesting your shot when you're that wide open. Just step in and shoot it.
Nobody on the hardwood has the same height that might be in Ibrahim's way. Hewitt looking down low, tipped away by Cash, ends up in the hands of the big man, and Cash says, no, let me bring it forward.
Yeah, Cash wants that steal stack.
Right goes back door to Bishop at the other end, then it's nearly taken away. Justin Jackson recovered, and now it is taken away by the Eagles. Fast break for Georgia Southern. Drayton gets it back, puts it up, and knocks it down.
Nice 2-on-1 action right there. Ball never hit the floor. Good passing.
Parker at the other end for the Bearcats. Foul is called before he takes the shot. That'll be the 7th team foul on the Eagles. Yancey Gates checks back in as Ben Drayton picks up his first personal foul. Thomas will take a seat, get a bit of instruction from Nick Cronin. Jaquan Parker will have a 1-and-1.
Jaquan Parker really struggling this year from the floor, shooting the basketball. Just hasn't gotten himself into a rhythm, you know, early this season in ball games. But you know, whenever you can kind of step to that line and see that basketball go through the hoop, sometimes that gets guys uncorked.
Well, he does so on the front end of 2 shots, or excuse me, on the front end of the 1-and-1, so he earns the back end and converts it. First 2 of the night for Parker. That's right about what he's averaging on the season.
And now you see the pressure by Cincinnati.
Georgia Southern does a nice job breaking it. Drayton leaves it for Spencer, puts it up, and gets the bucket, and he'll have a chance to strike.
And that's exactly what Georgia Southern worked on in shoot-around. Was they didn't want to just break the press. They wanted to attack. And you see the quick pass, ball in the middle. You got 2-on-1, and they get it to Spencer, who is a finisher around the goal.
Charlton Young will applaud that. And when you coach it up like that and then you see it on the hardwood, it makes a 17, now 16-point deficit. Not quite as tough to stomach. Got technicals. Getting tied up coming up the court. It's right in front of me. I didn't see a whole lot, did you?
Yeah, there must have been two guys jostling with one another. And officials probably have been watching this, keeping an eye on what's going on. And at that point, Earl Walton had enough.
So whatever he saw, he makes the double technical call, and the Bearcats will work offensively with now a 16-point advantage. Yancey Gate turns, jump shot is good.
Yeah, that's all day for Gates. Just turn around and jump over the top and shoot it in.
Yancey has 8 here in the first half. Drake stops, pops, rattles off the iron, no good. Jaquan Parker, as he grabs the rebound, is fouled by Cameron Baskerville.
But you see, they get a good shot, though, a good look at it. As we take a look at Gates working down low, shows some patience as he lets the defense settles, and then just takes his time, turns around, jumps right over the top, and knocks that one down.
But Baskerville doesn't have a chance defensively once Yancey's into that jump shot.
Yeah, Yancey just put the big body on him, and when you back into a guy and hit him real quick, you stun him, and they cannot jump immediately and contest the shot. And that's what he did. He hit him with that big body and turned around and shot it right over the top.
Jaquan again converts the front end of one of the bonus, therefore earning the extra free throw. He has 3. One more coming from the sophomore out of Virginia. Shot is up and good.
Cincinnati will put the man-to-man press on. Will try and get a trap and get a steal.
And they do. 20-point lead for the Bearcats. Can they tack on 2 more? Yes, sir. Justin Jackson and wipe it off the board. Chris Beaver will say it's a no-go and call goaltending there on Jackson.
Aggressive play by the Bearcats, though. Let's take a look at this and see if was it still in the cylinders, and get the nice pass by Kashmir Wright. Cincinnati has missed quite a few layups, and that ball was in the cylinder, so good call. That one was made by Chris Beaver. Yeah, good call by him. But Cincinnati, again, the pressure defense, causing another turnover.
There it goes, back to Cincinnati. Coach Cronin was applauding before Roger Ayers pointed that it was Bearcats ball, but he was literally 2 steps away from where it went out. So obviously he was offense. That's the reason they win. Some nights it's defense, and some nights it's a combination of both.
Yeah, but they have been pretty consistent defensively now. Mick Cronin didn't like the way his team guarded on the ball and in the post their last game, but they forced a lot of turnovers, and you know that leads to easy baskets.
Gates over to Jaquan Parker will get the field goal.
How about the big fella's passing ability and ball handling in the open court? That time finding his teammate. You know, Gates is a willing passer.
How about you mentioning it a few moments ago? Maybe a couple free throws can lead to some offensive rhythm for Jaquan Parker. He has 6. That's a new season high for the young man.
Yeah, he's coming out looking for his offense. And Cincinnati, when everybody is looking to play, you know, and potentially hurt you on the offensive end, it makes it difficult because you got so many guys that can get the ball in the basket.
Hewitt dropping, good ball movement there. Ferguson with the dunk and gets a foul called as he hammers it home.
Yeah, see, early on in this game when I said that he could potentially play at the next level, people probably thought, oh, you're crazy. Look at this athleticism right here. He's a freshman, 6'8", and he goes right over the top and punches that one home over Gates.
He'll get a chance at the free throw line. And to finish up the story we were telling you earlier about how he's the godson to the Eagles head coach. His father, Cal, was Charlton Young's roommate when they were teammates for Georgia Southern together. His mother, Stella, also a basketball player at Georgia Southern. So it was in his blood. He was a local kid with the talent that you just talked about. But I think it was meant to be for him to be an Eagle.
Well, no question about it. You know, Charlton, he said, you know, people were saying, how did this kid end up at Georgia Southern? He said, how could I not get him? He said, it was kind of in the genes. 19 with 30, 9 assists on those 15 baskets. So, you know, offensively, doing a real nice job shooting the ball very well from the perimeter.
Youngster Eric Ferguson puts a free throw up very short. Barely caught the rim on attempt number 1.
Yeah, you know, at 6'7", 186 pounds, you know, obviously, young man's got to kind of grow into that frame, get some weight on him, but just a terrific athlete, and his game will grow over the next 3 years, 3+ years at Georgia Southern.
And he's a pretty talented freshman class, as we mentioned earlier, to grow alongside. Ball is tipped, so it's okay that he goes back out across the midcourt stripe. Dixon driving, pulls up, can't get it to fall. Hewitt the rebound for the Eagles, who will work quickly in transition. Left side, Hewitt gets it back, fakes the three, then draws a double team, and will try to get away from it. He's in trouble, and that's 5 seconds. Or did he call timeout?
He actually got a timeout call.
That's the third timeout call.
But he was much more wide open, and he tried to go all the way to the goal and made his shot a whole lot tougher than it needed to be.
Eagles will reset right at midcourt. They have some work to do if they want to try and get back into this ball game before heading into the locker room in just over 3 minutes.
If they're going to get back in the ball game, they've certainly got to do a better job of guarding Cincinnati on the offensive end.
Baskerville puts it into the corner. Three-pointer rims around and pops out. Cincinnati will work the other way. Dixon all alone was going for the one-hand jam, and it was swatted away, and a foul was called on Jelani Hewitt.
No, I don't think they got a foul. It was just a shot block.
Just a shot block.
Yeah,
all right.
See he's going in for the dunk.
That's
and
a good
then
effort.
Spencer comes right, rotates over, and swats that one out of bounds.
That's a great defensive play. Justin Jackson gets the inbounds pass. It's just how you draw it up. Jackson converts. He has 4. Give the assist to Deion Dixon, bringing it in along the baseline.
Well, Cincinnati thinks that they can run their out-of-bounds plays and get layups against Georgia Southern. They've seen something, you know, in the scouting report that says that they can get layups right out of the inbounds plays. And you know what? How about it? They just got one by Jackson.
Casimir Wright was trying to get it away from Eric Ferguson. Wright picks up his second personal foul. Let's take another look at that bucket by Jackson.
Yeah, you see Jackson just creeping in there wide open by himself, and a lot of confusion on Georgia Southern's team. He gets an easy one.
Can't put it up and through. I might even be able to convert that. Ferguson's free throw is good.
He has a lot of arc on that shot. He shoots that thing. I think it goes up well above the backboard. It's almost like it's dropping straight down.
Finally gets a free throw to fall through after missing his first 3. And there's another high arcing one. That's one that's up there near the shot clock. Second one doesn't fall through.
And they go rotate right into their diamond pressure.
Larry Davis left side didn't take the shot, gave it up for Ibrahim Thomas. Turns, hooks it up and through.
Good patience right there by Thomas. Looked like he was going to rush something, and he takes one dribble and uses that length.
8 for the big man out of Senegal, coming off his first double-double here at UC last time out. Drayton over to the left side. Bussey drops it down low for Bainham. He ran over Justin Jackson, and he'll have a big smile on his face as he gets up after drawing the charge.
Well, it looks like what Bainham, the reason why he got the call to go against him is because if you take a look at the left arm as he takes that left arm and puts it right in Jackson's gut.
That's the Granger getting it done play as Justin Jackson gets the ball back to the red and black.
Yeah, that push off easy. When the arm gets extended away from the body, that's an easy call for the officials.
So with under 2 minutes to play here in the half, Cincinnati will work with a 23-point lead. Tom Gallardo alongside former Bearcat Anthony Buford. Happy to be with you on a chilly Tuesday evening. Justin Jackson driving, gives it off. Ibrahim Thomas, bucket and a foul down low. And how about the ball movement there, AB?
Oh, great passing right there by the Bearcats. The ball hit the floor maybe a couple of times, but the final play finished off by Jackson. As you take a look at this play, you see the ball will come over and get rotated over to Dixon, and he penetrates one dribble to Jackson, and he takes an angle to make a passing lane to Thomas, who's able to finish. But that play was created because the angle was created by Jackson.
Thomas has 11. He is 4 of 8 from the field here tonight, matching the 11 that he had against Utah Valley. Third time this season he has reached double digits. Bearcats their biggest lead of the night at 26. Deion Dixon with the defensive pressure, trying to get it away. Georgia Southern's going to have to reset. It'll be Hewitt working towards the lane, finally lofts it up, rolls around the rim. Larry Davis, quick break the other way. Davis, bucket and a foul as Cincinnati works in transition.
And that's got to be probably the third or fourth and one for Cincinnati. And Georgia Southern right now You know, if you're going to foul a guy, don't give up the layup. You know, coaches cannot stand this. If you're going to foul a guy, at least prevent him from making the shot.
Ben Drayton did not prevent him from making the shot, and therefore Davis has a chance to make it a three-point play. Free throw rattles around, so he does not convert. It was the first two of the night for the senior out of Houston.
This looks like this will be the third straight game for Cincinnati, breaking the 50-point mark in the first half. They have a chance to do that.
Missed shot there by the Eagles, who have gone stone cold from the field the past few minutes.
All of this, you know, Cincinnati, when you look at their defense in this particular game, 20 points up on the board right now for Georgia Southern. Mick Cronin will be very happy with that. They've gotten some offensive production, but the 20 points is what he's going to really like defensively.
Well, no question, especially coming off a performance on Saturday night when they gave up 72. That was a season high. Dixon's going to be called for a carry at the top of the key. Bounce just got away from him. Certainly wasn't intentional.
Yeah, he just lost control of the dribble. And, you know, we may have spoken too early. Unless Cincinnati creates a turnover here, they may not get to that 50-point mark.
Well, you got a 6-second differential between game clock and shot clock, so the Bearcats should get another possession and at least one opportunity to hit that half-century mark. We will see. Drayton, Hewitt onto the low post. Spencer puts it up, gets it to fall through, and draws the foul.
You know, Georgia Southern does a nice job of running their offense to free up Spencer down low, and then once they get him coming off of a screen, they get the ball to him early so he can attack.
The foul was on Justin Jackson. That is his first. So one free throw for Rory Spencer, who has 8. Check it, 9. And a chance to reach double figures. He does just that.
You know, he's just coming back after missing 3 games with sore, pulled hamstrings on both legs. So, you know, a tough young man to come back in and gut it out.
Hard enough to come back from one hamstring, let alone both of them.
Yeah.
Bearcats here can hold for the last shot of the half.
And Georgia Southern rotates into a 2-3 zone.
Dixon looking to his right, trying to drive to the lane, does just that, puts it up short, but gets a foul, and he'll head to the stripe with 5 ticks remaining on the clock.
He's so good at weaving through traffic with the dribble. That time, just dribbling it right through the zone, got hit as he was trying to finish again with that offhand.
Dixon to the stripe. Tonight, he has 7. Make it 8. Dion 2 for 2 from the free throw line. Has an assist and rebound to his ledger as well. Second free throw is true as well. Georgia Southern will have 5 seconds to try to get it up the court. Bearcats going to come with the full court pressure. Jelani Hewitt in the backcourt. Over to his right. Ben Drayton just across midcourt, fires it over the backboard, and the Cats make it to that.
For the starters to get it going early in the second half and get over there and rest, as they got a big one coming up on Saturday.
Cincinnati with the arrow. Therefore, they'll have a chance to tack on a few more here with the first possession of the second half. Darnell Wilkes getting the start here in the second half. He did not start the ball game. Deion Dixon, a 3 from the left side. He's into double figures with a dozen.
Well, Georgia Southern rotating into that zone, that 2-3 zone, and Cincinnati scored against it in the first half and comes out and gets a 3 against it in the second half. So they are still, you know, running good offense.
If you hit those 3-pointers against the zone, it will be deadly. Right now, the Bearcats with a 30-point lead, 45 seconds in to the second half. Sean Kilpatrick also did not start today, but he starts here in the second half. So we don't see Thomas, and we don't see Rashad Bishop to start the final 20 minutes. Shot no good underneath for the Cats to rebound.
Well, Bishop, that's probably because he's got 3 fouls. So I'm not sure why Ibrahima Thomas didn't get to start in the second half, but Bishop, we know, picked up his 3rd with the technical.
And both of those young men are on the bench, so it's not as if either of them are back in the training room getting some treatment. SK with a 3-pointer. Kilpatrick can't convert. Rebound falls into the hands of Eric Ferguson.
We'd like to see Cincinnati get the basketball in the middle of the floor against the 2-3 zone. You know, they worked on that in shoot-around, and surprised they haven't thrown it inside yet.
Drayton cutting amongst the defenders. Kicks it over to his left. A long two and a nice bucket there for Rory Spencer.
Doing a nice job. The penetration in the pitch. Get a wide open look for Spencer, and he knocks it down.
Spencer, the only player for Charlton Young and the Eagles in double figures tonight. 18 minutes to play. Bearcats well on their way to their 9th win on the season. Wilkes kicks it into the corner. Dixon, bounce pass off for Gates. Looking to back it down. Instead, he kicks it outside. Now it's kicked off the foot of Sean Kilpatrick. A turnover for the Bearcats. Drayton the other way, fires it up. Doesn't fall through, but he draws a foul and will head to the strike.
Again, Cincinnati tried to get the penetration. It looks like Kilpatrick really just lost the dribble as he was going in. Couldn't see if that ball was tapped away from him, but it spurs a fast break. Then Drayton, super quick, heading to the other way. Gets himself to the foul line.
That's number 3 on Darnell Wilkes. And we mentioned Rashad Bishop already in foul trouble with 3. That came with about 5.5 minutes to play in the half. He had to sit down at that point. Drayton hits the front end of 2 free throws.
65% shooter from the stripe. So you'd like to see your point guards shoot the basketball a little better from the stripe, seeing that they handle the basketball primarily.
Well, plans coming into the season had Drayton to be a 2-guard. More of a shooter, but he was forced in the point guard role when on the first day of practice, Willie Powers, a senior, tore his ACL. He'll get his year back play next year, but you could see it and see why the head coach Charlton Young's eyes. He was just disappointed not to be able to have him out there this season.
You know, Hewitt probably plays the point for him for the most part, but at 5'9", 5'10", Drayton, I almost wonder, shouldn't he be more of a point?
Yancey Gates underneath, follows after losing it, gets the rebound, and finally converts. The big man doing work underneath the bucket and reaching double figures.
Well, he goes up with the left hand when he finishes that one, but the first shot attempt should have been with the left hand also, and he may not have had to work so hard.
Ferguson on the low post will spin around. Darnell Wilkes and a nice hook shot.
Not quite a jump hook, sort of a, I don't know what you would call that, but he gets it to go in. He gets it to go in. That's all that matters.
We can make up a term for it if we want. We had the rubber leg on Saturday night. Sean Kilpatrick underneath, pushed from behind as he puts it up, gets the bucket, and he'll head to the strike.
Good movement by Cincinnati against the zone, but you take a look at the first shot attempts. He gets it knocked away. Right here is where he should have gone up with the left hand. You put that right hand up there to shield the defender off and shoot it with the left, and that time he finally got it to go in.
Kilpatrick hits the free throw. Right there are the first 3 points of the night for the redshirt freshman out of White Plains, New York.
It hasn't been as aggressive as he has earlier in the year.
We've seen 2 20-point games from him already this year. At times he has been a huge spark for Coach Cronin. Hewitt with defensive pressure all over him, finally gets rid of it. Fires it down onto the low post. Spencer has his shot swatted away by Yancey Gates. Casimir right off to Sean Kilpatrick off the window and in. 5 straight.
Nice execution of the 2-on-1 right there. And you don't want to be fancy. You just want to make the solid pass, and Wright does that right there. But how about Yancey Gates rotating in the man-to-man, gets to the backside, and then comes over and help defense and gets the shot block.
Hewitt to Drayton with Dixon standing in his face. Drayton's going to try to drive to the lane. Bumped into Dixon, lost the basketball, then comes back up with it. 10 on the shot clock. Ferguson turns, puts it off the back iron, won't fall. Yancey loses the rebound, blocks Ferguson, and finally Eric Ferguson, the freshman, finishes a wild possession for the Eagles. Bishop out to midcourt. He'll check into the next whistle. Casimir Wright has his shot blocked down low, but a foul was called. And Cash will head it to
Cincinnati's man-to-man defense. So you got to get them early, especially if they're pressing.
Talk about the ball control by the Eagles. Coach Young mentioned that he really wanted to limit the turnovers and make sure he wasn't giving the other team easy buckets off of turnovers or off of silly shots early in the shot clock. Only 9 turnovers against a very good Bearcats defense. He has to be happy with that number.
He had 9 at halftime, though. You know, they're averaging 19. So, you know, it's they're on pace to end up getting the 19 turnovers, and that's just too many but he's got a young ball club. That's something that, you know, unfortunately, you hope that kids take care of the basketball, but it's to be expected.
Yancey Gates had swatted it away, but it rolled right back to the Eagles. Three-pointer Drayton off the side iron, can't get it to go. Ferguson muscles the rebound and puts it up and in. Sean Kilpatrick couldn't get it away from the freshman.
Kilpatrick had it, but Ferguson's size allowed him to take the basketball right away from Kilpatrick.
Ferguson's coming off a very strong performance in his last game. 22 points, 10 rebounds, 6 assists against Bruton Parker in a 12-point win for the Eagles.
His first double-double of his career.
Probably one of what I would imagine would be many by the time it's all said and done in Statesboro for Eric Ferguson. Shot missed there, but Wilkes comes away with the rebound. Cashmere Wright hammers home a three.
And Cashmere Wright really shooting the ball well. It looks like he has really settled in, knocking down the three-pointer now. You see he's making his foul shots when he really struggled early in the season. He's been pretty solid from the foul line, just much more comfortable.
Cash has done most of his work passing the ball with 7 dimes tonight, but now he has 9 points to go along with the assist. Bearcats are stopped and now quickly work to the offensive end. Yancey Gates all alone and an easy two-hand dunk.
He ran right to the front of the rim. Bishop had his eye on him the whole time, and he goes with the head fake look away. Where he's going with the basketball, draws the defense, but throws it right down low to Yancey and gets him a wide open dunk.
Bearcats have 17 assists tonight on 25 made field goals. Drayton on the low post has to get it out of there. There was a humongous height disadvantage for Drayton. Underneath, it's Bainham, can't get it to go. Bearcats another rebound, and they'll have a chance to tack on to their 34-point lead.
They're just using their size.
Rashad Bishop had a tough angle, nearly put it in, didn't get it to go, but drew the foul. So he'll get an opportunity at the stripe where he's been perfect this season. But let's take another look at Yancey Gates wide open in the paint.
But here's, if you take a look at his head goes one way, he throws the ball the other direction, and he really faked the defense out with his head movement. Made that real easy.
Rashad Bishop makes the front end of 2 shots following the foul you're seeing right there. Bishop now 16 for 16 on the season from the free throw strike.
Oh man, yeah, you may have hit him with the jinx.
Nope. Oh. I'm safe. 8 points for Rashad Bishop.
The announcer jinx doesn't work.
See, you get me with my ties, you get me with my stats. I can't survive here with you.
You know that one game you did wear Savannah State's colors. Now that I know.
I wore an orange and blue tie. It wasn't necessarily Savannah State tie. Shot off the back iron. Spencer can't convert it. Every time the Eagles miss, it looks like the Bearcats are turning it into points at the other end. Kilpatrick turning, trying to add to that trend, doesn't. Wilkes gets in there for the rebound. Outside Parker, 3 ball, rims off. No, Wilkes the putback and the big dunk.
Wilkes all over the rim. No one's blocking him out right now. Fundamentally, Georgia Southern breaking down in a lot of areas, not doing a good job of blocking Cincinnati out. You can't let him just shoot the basketball and go get it.
Not when you got a guy like Darnell Wilkes in there who can jump out of the gym. A little bit of an answer at the other end. Rory Spencer continues a solid night. He has 14. Problem right now is Eagles in a 36-point hole.
He's not getting any help from his teammates, and you know, he's doing everything he can. Cincinnati doing a nice job of executing against the zone.
Sean Kilpatrick, 3-pointer, hard off the iron. Thomas couldn't pull down the rebound. Spencer, who had that bucket at the other end, corrals the loose basketball. Substitutions coming for the Cats at the next whistle. Davis and Justin Jackson. Right side, Ferguson has it poked away. Rashad Bishop and Sean Kilpatrick 2-on-1 the other way. Back to Bishop. He puts it up and through.
Oh, nice ball movement, teamwork right there. Give it up and go and get it back.
Timeout call.
They've converted at a high rate. Just their defense. You know, Mick Cronin wasn't happy with his team's defense last game. Even though they forced a lot of turnovers, he just wasn't happy with their on-ball and interior defense. They've been much better tonight.
Certainly.